3 decades ago, a massive concert rocked Joe Albies Stadium. And this morning, we're learning an encore may be on the way.
We're waking up to one of the coldest mornings we have seen all winter long, and we have more snow in the forecast. I'll let you know how much to expect by Friday morning.
2 chefs created a collab menu for one day only. How you can get your hands on a custom takeout box while supporting local businesses.
2 million counterfeit N95 masks have been sent to Washington hospitals.
They have been found so far to be good masks, which is interesting.
We'll tell you why the Department of Homeland Security says they will likely confiscate them.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Joshua Robinson, Jeremy Legoo, and Dana Marie McNichol.
Well, welcome to Up with KREM. Great to have you with us on our Thursday morning. We do begin with breaking news this morning. Authorities issued an Amber Alert for a Chelan teenager. Take a look at your screen here. 14-year-old Rebecca Basil is believed to be with a man and woman, and they could be headed for Spokane. Authorities say she and her 9-year-old brother took their parents' car Tuesday and drove to Malott, and they say that is when they met with the unknown man and woman.
Yeah, troopers say Rebecca dropped off her brother around 5 o'clock last night in Chelan, but then took off in the stolen vehicle. Rebecca was last seen in a dark green Carhartt hoodie with light blue jeans that had rips in them. The unknown male is listed as 5'9" and 120 pounds. The unknown female was last seen in a black coat. Their location is unknown, but Spokane, of course, as we said, was mentioned. So if you see them or know where they are, you are urged to call the police.
All right, headed to the mountains now, taking a look at our mountain passes. This morning, Stevens Pass is open. However, chains are required. Looks pretty dicey, though. The pass closed earlier this week due to heavy snow.
Yeah, this morning, WashDOT reports that the roadways are a little bit more clear with some compact ice and snow in some places. But in both directions, traction tires are advised and oversized vehicles are prohibited.
Closer to home here this morning, meteorologist Jeremy Legoo is at the Outdoor Weather Center this morning. Jeremy, it is so cold this morning, but also what are we looking at weather-wise today?
Oh, it's an interesting one. We have the second coldest morning so far this winter going on right now. And as I take a look around, above me I can see a few stars. Off in the distance, it kind of looks like a alto stratus layer of clouds, but it's not a widespread one, and the sun coming up over on the horizon, so a lot going on. You take a look downtown and it's fog. Not the case up here on South Hill. All of that cold air pooling down there, down low there near Riverfront Park is really causing that fog to form. You get those temperatures down closer to the dew point and all of the moisture in the air starts to condense. Deer Park dipped down to 1 early on this morning. Coeur d'Alene down to about 6. You're sitting at 7 now, and Sandpoint dropped to about 9, but you're sitting at 10 now. So temps are slowly starting to fluctuate and warm back up. That's playing a big role in visibility. When we hit our coldest point of the morning, we dropped to about a half-mile visibility in downtown. Now we're up to about 3. Coeur d'Alene at 1.5 miles. But look what happens as you make your way over toward Tri-Cities. Some dense fog early on this morning, and we are going to continue to see that fog kind of develop and then move out. That comes ahead of our round of clouds that is quickly working its way in, and that comes ahead of our next round of snow that arrives tonight. Once the sun goes down, snow starts, and I think by the time it comes to an end, we could squeeze a couple inches out of it here in Spokane. 1 to 2 is likely. I'm an optimist, so I want to, but really it's probably going to be right in the middle there. As we move through the day tomorrow, things do eventually clear out, but know that temperatures are still on the rise. Despite this being the second coldest morning so far this winter, later on today, I still think we're getting into the mid-30s.
All right, Jeremy, thanks so much. Right now, millions are still without power across the U.S. because of those winter storms. As you can see in this video, snow and ice is everywhere. This is in Dallas, Texas. Major water line breaks and system failures have the city asking all residents there to conserve water. After last weekend's powerful winter storm, more than 100,000 customers in Oregon are still without power. It isn't expected to be restored for most until tomorrow tomorrow. Now, most of the outages are being reported by Portland General Electric. The company says its system experienced catastrophic destruction, but it expects more than 90% of people without power right now will have the lights back on by tomorrow night. Oregon's governor already declared a state of emergency.
Oh boy, Tim, thank you for that. It gives us a good perspective of what everyone else is also dealing with this week. 6:04 now. Well, back in 1988, 30,000 fans flooded Joe Albi Stadium in Spokane for the original Monsters of Rock concert. And now an encore may be on the way. Nicole Hernandez is joining us from the stadium this morning to tell us more about that proposal. Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Jen. So obviously Joe Albi Stadium looks pretty different today than it did back in the 80s, but you all probably remember when that Monsters of Rock concert came here to Spokane and it happened. Well, now that Monsters of Rock concert is what's going to potentially save Joe Albi Stadium from being demolished for now. So the Spokane Public School District says that with this whole stadium wearing down, that they really don't need this big of an area anymore. So the school board did first approve a Monsters of Rock concert last year, but they had to cancel the event, of course, because of COVID. Now, as vaccine distribution increases across the county, the two-day concert is a serious possibility for late August, so exciting news there. The original event was put on back in the late 80s, and it features bands you probably have heard of like Scorpions and Metallica. COVID protocols would likely be the deciding factor on whether or not this concert happens, though, in Spokane.
You know, if this thing happens, it's going to be huge for Spokane. If it doesn't happen, it's not going to be because everybody came to the table and did everything possible.
Now, Joe Albi Stadium, of course, is currently pretty run down, but the construction company on the demolition says the concert could still happen before it's torn down and a new stadium is built. If it all works out, it would serve as a final goodbye for a stadium that, of course, has been a staple for a lot of huge acts in our area. And the plan is for the Spokane Public School District to make their final decision on whether or not this concert will happen by March 10th. In Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, Spokane foodies, you're going to want to hear what's trending locally this morning. The Spokane Hospitality Coalition is launching a new way to support local restaurants. Now, you might recognize this guy behind me. He's Chad White. He owns TT's Barbecue in the Valley, High Tide Lobster, and then Zona Blanca. He's also created menus for places like Arborcrest Winery and Steel Barrel. Now, he's teaming up with local chefs to create special collaboration menus. And today, he's highlighting an amazing chef from Airway Heights. So Chad and Mama Jeannie, they created an Asian street food appetizer box to help spike local takeout orders. Now, she's a third-generation restaurant owner born in South Korea. Now, the takeout orders, they're going to be available today. They feature a 5-course Southeast Asian street food meal. Sounds so good. If you're not hungry already, get ready. Each meal is $50, and this is what some of the dishes include. Now, Mama Jeannie's Hawker-style Singapore smoked pork ribs, and then Chef Chad White's sambal udang style steamed shrimp cake in banana leaf. Sounds amazing. And then it's magic when they work together because they have a collab dish. Mama Jeannie's homemade bao buns stuffed with Chef Chad White's sliced beef brisket. Now, there's a few other options listed on the website, so you're gonna have to take a look at that. Now, if you're looking to order, you have to act fast. Tickets are almost sold out. That's according to the Spokane Hospitality Coalition's Instagram page. And I posted that information on our Up with KREM Facebook page as well as our Instagram. So if you want a quick way to check that out, get the link to order. We have that for you. If you're hungry this morning like I am.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely hungry now, Dana Marie. All of that sounds really good.
Yeah, could you stop doing this to us?
Okay, so I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my belly. 5-course meal. We can all split it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah, I love this greater effort too of chefs supporting chefs, you know, and restaurants collaborating for the greater good and keeping, you know, business going and keeping the money flowing, especially through the pandemic, which has been hard for our restaurants.
Yeah, the level of creativity is insane. I love it.
All right, Dana Marie, thank you again for bringing us that story, making us all very hungry this morning. 6:09 now here on our Thursday morning. Now, this morning, Idaho lawmakers are proposing a new tax measure after the break, how it could impact your next trip to the grocery store.
And we're waking up to one of the coldest mornings so far this winter. I'm going to let you know how warm we get this afternoon, and we're going to talk our next round of snow moving in tonight.